Very good morning to all of you friends. I hope you guys are doing good. In the last session, we started with contract costing and I discussed what is contract costing. Plus, I gave you briefing about what all terms that are involved in contract costing. That is work certified, work uncertified, escalation clause. Apart from this, who is the contractor, who is contractee, what is contract price. And further, I discussed how to prepare contract account in question number 1 and question number 2. So I hope you guys are thorough till what I have discussed. You guys are thorough for whatever I have discussed till now. So let's start with the next question. That is question number 3, Vansh Limited. I request you guys to please download the material what I have provided. The question is not there in the study material. So I request you guys to please download the material. Very good morning, all of you. I request you guys to please download the material. So guys, let's start with question number 3 of the material what I have provided. That is Vansh Limited undertook a contract for rupees 5 lakh on 1st July 2020. On 30th June 2021, that is after 12 months, when the accounts were closed, the following details about the contract were gathered. So the details are given wherein material purchased is given, wages, general expenses, plant purchased, material on hand, wages accrued, work certified, cash received, depreciation of plant and work uncertified is also given. So no need to do the exercise of calculation of work uncertified. It is clearly given in the question. Now, the above contract contained an escalation clause which read as follows. Now, what it says, in event of price of material and rate of wages increase by more than 5%, the contract price would be increased accordingly by 25% of the rise in cost of material and wages beyond 5% in each case. Now the question says that the escalation clause is like, if there is an increase up to 5%, then somehow, somewhere it is manageable. So the question says, if there is an increase in price up to 5%, ignore. But if the increase is more than 5%, then for that extra increase, 25% will be borne by contractee. I repeat again, guys. The question is a bit on the trickier side. Just read the language carefully. Same here, Manthanjali. Ankur Patel, it is question number 3 of the material what I have provided. As I said, please download the material what I have provided from ICAI portal. Same to you, Manthanjali, also. Please download the material what I have provided. Just giving you 2 more minutes. So please, those who have not downloaded the material, please do download. So I repeat again, guys. In the event of price of material and rate of wages increase by more than 5%, the contract price would be increased accordingly by 25%. It says that if the increase is more than 5%, up to 5%, no worries. But if it is more than 5%, that is above 5%, the contract price will be increased accordingly by 25%. It means what? 25% will be borne by the contractee. So that is escalation clause in this question. Further, it is given that it was found that since the date of signing the agreement, the price of material and wages increased by 25%. So since the agreement was signed, the material cost has gone up by 25% and wages has gone up by 25%. The value of the work certified does not take into account the effect of the above clause. Perfect. Please prepare the contract account and working should form part of your answer. So this is all what about this question. Question number 3. I repeat again, I am discussing question number 3 of the material what I have provided. Now let's start with the solution part of question number 3. Let's prepare the contract account first. So to material 1 lakh. Wages paid. Further in the question, accrued wages are also given, so it will be added in the wages paid. So accrued wages is 5,000. So to wages 45,000 and outstanding wages 5,000. So total 50,000. General expenses are 10,000. Since depreciation on plant is given, so we'll ignore plant purchase. So simply we'll write to depreciation on plant. That is 5,000. Material in hand is given, that is 25,000. Thereafter, work certified is given, that is 2 lakh, and work uncertified is given, that is 15,000. Work certified and uncertified is given, that is 2 lakh and 15,000. So whatever the information is given in the question, I have prepared the contract account wherein I have covered material purchased, wages paid, general expenses, material on hand, wages accrued, thereafter work certified, depreciation of plant and work uncertified. Now let's start with the amount of calculation of amount of escalation clause. So this much is very simple. This is the same thing what we have discussed in the last session. Now let's discuss the important part of this question, that is how to calculate the escalation clause. Calculation of escalation clause. Now, there are two elements wherein the cost is increased. So particulars will write material and wages. Material and wages. Shivam Duria, I request you to please download the material what I have provided. Similar question is not there in study material, my dear. So two elements are involved, that is material and wages. Now, currently the material cost that is given in the question is 1 lakh minus 25,000, that is the current cost. 1 lakh minus 25,000, that is 75,000 for material and wages. So this is the current cost that is incurred. This is the increased cost that is given in the question. Further, it is given in the question clearly that since the date, it is given that it was found that since the date of signing the agreement, the prices of material and wages has gone up by 25%. So this is the current cost, not the original cost. Now it is given that percentage increase is how much? 25% in case of material, 25% in case of wages. So how much will be the original cost? How much will be the original cost? Very simple. 75,000 is after increment of 25%. So how much will be the original cost? So this 75,000 is equals to 125. This 75,000 is equals to 125. So how much will be 100? So this will be the original cost. So this amount will be 60,000. Similarly, for wages also 50,000 is equals to 125%. So how much will be the 100%? This cost is after the increment. So 50,000 is 125. So how much will be 100? That is 40,000. So how much is the total increase? From 60,000, it has gone up to 75,000. So total increase is 15,000. And in this case, 10,000. Now, increase up to 5% is acceptable. So up to 5% is acceptable. Increase up to 5% is acceptable. So 60,000 into 5%, that is increase up to 3,000 is acceptable. The original cost is 60,000. So 60,000 into 5%, that is up to 3,000 is somewhere acceptable. up to 3,000 is acceptable, but more than 5% is how much? Total increase is 15,000, up to 3,000 it is acceptable. So more than 5%, that is 12,000 is not acceptable. Further, in this case also, 40,000 into 5%, that is up to 2,000 is acceptable. But if it is more than 2,000, that is how much extra? 8,000. It is not acceptable. So, how much is the total increase above 5%? Very simple, 20,000. Of that extra increase above 5%, that is the 20,000 is the extra increase above 5%. Of this above 5%, 25% will be borne by the contractee. That is 5,000 will be the borne by the contractee, and this is the escalation clause. I repeat again, guys. Now there are queries. Let me discuss this again first. Current cost is 75,000 and 50,000. That is how come material supplied to site is 1 lakh. Of this, 25,000 material is still in hand. So we have the material cost that is incurred till date is 75,000. That is 1 lakh minus 25,000. When talking about wages, that is 50,000. Now this is the current cost, not the original cost. This is what? The current cost, that is 75,000 and 50,000. Now this 75,000 is after increment of 25%. So how much will be the original cost? जब हमने contract sign किया था, तो हमारा original cost क्या रहा होगा? Very simple, 75,000 is after an increment of 25%. So this 75,000 is equals to 125. So how much will be 100? Very simple, that will be 60,000. So this is how I got 60,000. Similarly, in case of wages also, at the time of signing of the contract, the wages were 40,000. After increment of 25%, the current cost is 50,000. So now, there is a total increase of how much? 75,000 minus 60,000. That is, there is total increase in material cost is how much? 15,000. Now, the question has mentioned clearly that the escalation clause is not applicable on total increase. It says that if the increase is more than 5%, then for that extra increase, 25% will be borne by the contractee. So in this case, the original cost was 60,000. Of that 60,000, up to 5% increase is acceptable. So 60,000 into 5%, that is 3,000 is acceptable. How much extra increase over and above 3,000? 12,000. That is total increase is 15,000. Up to 3,000, it is acceptable. So over and above 3,000, how much is the extra increase? 12,000. Similarly, in case of wages also, the total increase is of 10,000 up to 5%. That is 40,000 into 5%. That is up to 2,000 is somewhere acceptable. But more than 2,000, how much extra? 8,000. So this 8,000 is not acceptable. So how much is the increase over and above 5%? Very simple, 20,000. So this is the increase in cost over and above 5%. So of this, 25% will be borne by the contractee, and that is escalation clause. So 20,000 into 25%, that is 5,000 is to be borne by the contractee, and the contract price will increase by 5,000. So this is escalation clause. So now if you guys have any doubts in this working, you guys can ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. Very good, Riya Jaiswal. Very good, Akash Neel. Pooja, hopefully your query is resolved. Those who want to copy this part can please copy. This working note is very important. There is no fixed format of the working note. I have just prepared it in the most easiest way. Swati, as I told you, that this question is not there in the material. So I request you to please download the material what I have provided. Pooja, how to calculate more than 5%? See, dear Pooja, the total increase is 15,000. Up to 5% it is acceptable. So how much it is more than 5%? 15,000 minus 3,000. 15,000 minus 3,000, that is 12,000. Similarly, here also 10,000 minus 2,000, that is 8,000. Yes, Akash Neil, well said. For that extra increase over and above 5%, 25% will be borne by the contractee. Rajiv Kumar Das, as I said, this escalation clause in this question is 5,000, and the motto behind all this calculation is that how much will be borne by the contractee. So this 5,000 is the total amount that will be borne by the contractee. Rafika Memon, sir, why only 25% borne by the contractee? Because the question is asked, because the question is clear, the question is saying that it is 25% only borne by the contractee. So I have taken it 25%. अगर क्वेश्चन में स्पेसिफाई किया होता कि 100% will be borne by the contractee, then the escalation clause would have been 20,000. Madhuri Nikhare, sir, 20,000 should be borne by the contractee. Why multiplied by 25%? See, why I am multiplying by 25%? Because it is well said in the question that in the event of price of material and rate of wages increase by more than 5%. So up to 5%, no worries. If it is more than 5%, the contract price would be increased accordingly by 25% of the rise in cost of material and wages beyond 5%. So सीधी और आसान भाषा में अगर 5% तक बढ़ता है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, अगर 5% से ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है तो वो जो एक्स्ट्रा बढ़ा है उसका 25% will be borne by the contractee, and this is the escalation clause. Anjali, very simple. The original cost is 75,000 and 50,000. ये जो कॉस्ट आया है ये आफ्टर इंक्रीमेंट ऑफ 25% है. तो ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट क्या रहा होगा? वेरी सिंपल. This 75,000 is equals to 125%. So how much will be 100%? 60,000 and 40,000. ये जो 60,000 40,000 है ये ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट रहा होगा when the contract was signed. So total increase कितना हुआ मंथांजलि? Very simple. 75 minus 60, that is 15,000, and 10,000 is the total increase. Now, अगर 5% तक बढ़ता है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. मतलब 60,000 into 5%, that is 3,000 तक बढ़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But extra increase, that is over and above 5%, how much it is? 15,000 is the total increase. Total इतना बड़ा है, उसमें से up to 5% सिर्फ 3,000 है. So balance, that is more than 3,000, how much it is? 12,000. Similarly, in the wages also. Ankur Patel, the question is clearly saying that if it is an increase If it is an increase up to 5%, ignore. If it is beyond 5%, then of that extra increase, 25% is escalation clause. So in material, the total increase is how much? 15,000. In material, the total increase is how much? 15,000. Up to 5% increase is how much? 3,000. Over and above 5% increase is how much? 12,000. For that extra increase, 25% will be borne by the contractee, and this is escalation clause. Anyone having any doubts, queries, can please ask me. Waiting for your queries, guys. This question is very important and it is asked in the examination up to more than 5 times. If we take approx last 20 years, the similar question has been asked more than 5 to 6 times. So I request you, if you have any doubts, you guys can please ask me. Preeti Panchali, yes, as per this question, as per the instruction given in the question, the entire increase, the rest amount, that is out of this total increase, the total increase is of how much? 15 plus 10, 25,000. Of this, 5,000 is borne by contractee. So the balance 20,000 amount, that is the balance 75% amount, whatever it is borne by the contractor. The entire amount, the entire increase apart from 5,000 will be borne by the contractor. Why? Because the so and so instructions are given in the question. Now, this 5,000, either you can add it in work certified or you can write it separately. This 5,000, either you can write it separately or alternatively, this 5,000 will be added to work certified. The amount of escalation clause can be added in work certified. So this 5,000, when talking about the treatment of escalation clause in the contract account, this 5,000 either you can show separately in contract account on the credit side, or you can assume that work certified is 2 lakh plus 5,000, that is 2 lakh 5,000. So this is how we have to treat the escalation clause in contract account. Now we'll calculate the amount that is to be transferred to costing P&L as notional profit. The remaining amount will be borne by the contractor only, Preeti Panchal. I repeat again, Preeti, since the question has instructed that this much amount will be only borne by the contractee, so by default, we can say that the remaining amount will be borne by the contractor only, as per the instructions given in the question. I request you guys to please copy the solution. The question is very, very important from examination point of view. Examiner do frequently ask such type of question. So please copy this part, guys. Giving you 2 minutes time, so please copy this solution. I hope, Preeti, your query is resolved. Swati, I request you to please take the screenshot. Anyone else having any doubts in this working note? Else I'll start with the next question, guys. I hope you guys have copied the solution. Rajiv Kumar Das, any other query, doubts? Mantanjali, Madhuri? Preeti, Panchal. So guys, now let's start with the next question of the material what I have provided. That is question number 4. The similar question is there in the study material also. So let's start with question number 4. So Messrs. Bansal Construction Company Limited took a contract for 60 lakh expected to be completed in 3 years. The following particulars relating to the contract are available. That is material, wages, transportation cost, other expenses, cumulative work certified, cumulative work uncertified. Further, it is given that the plant costing rupees 3 lakh was bought at the commencement of the contract. Depreciation was to be charged at the rate of 25% per annum on WDV method. The contractee do pay 75% of the value of work certified as and when certified and makes the final payment on the completion of the contract. You are required to prepare a contract account for 3 years and the total estimated profit and loss from the contract. 1 second, there are queries. Mr. Kohli, that is Tirumala Kohli, as I have mentioned clearly, as I have discussed clearly in the last session also, no need to account cash received and money retained in this contract account. मैंने ये बात almost 8 to 10 times बोला है कि please do make a note of it that we will not account the cash received and amount retained in the contract account. Thank you so much, Ritika. Pooja PS. The contract price goes up by 25% and the contract price will bear only 25% of the increase. See, Pooja, the question is like, as discussed also, if the increase is more than 5%, then for that extra increase, 25% will be borne by the contractee. Avishka, similar question is there in the study material also. Let me check which question of the study material. Herein, the details for the entire contract is given. That is the details of the entire 3 year. The contract tenure is 3 years and the details of entire 3 year is given. So we'll be preparing the contract account for all the 3 years wherein the necessary information is given, that is material, wages, transportation cost, other expenses, cumulative work certified and cumulative work uncertified. So let's start, guys. We'll be preparing the contract account for all the 3 years, that is 2018, 19 and 20. So let's start, guys. Question number 4 of my notes and illustration number 6 of the study material. So let's start with contract account for 2018. So to material is given 6,75,000. Wages is 6,20,000. Transportation cost is 30,000. Two other expenses, that is 30,000. Now depreciation, that is 3 lakh into 25%. 75,000. Since space is the constraint, so I'm writing WIP, but do make a note of that while solving the paper, you have to clearly write work in progress. I repeat again, guys, since space is the constant, so I'm writing WC and WUC and WIP. But yes, guys, do make a note of that while writing the exams, you have to clearly write in detail work in progress, work certified and work uncertified. So 13,50,000 is given, that is work certified, and 15,000 is work uncertified. So 13,65,000 total. So now 6,75,000 plus 620 plus 65,000 is the loss, that is the balancing figure here. So for year one, I have entered all the data in the contract account and I have got a loss of 65,000. So this is all what about contract account for the year 2018. So now let's start with contract account for year 2019. Now, since this much of work is completed, I repeat again, since this much of work is already completed, so by the year end, that is 2018, so this will be the opening work completed for 2019. So 2 work in progress, that is work certified and work uncertified, that is 13,50,000 and 15,000. Total is 13,65,000. This is the opening work in progress. For 2019, this much of work has been completed by the beginning of year 2019. Let me check. Admin sir, are you there? Are there any connectivity issues, admin sir? The board is visible, sir. Okay, rest the board is visible somehow somewhere, no? Okay. Guys, I request you to please refresh your net connection. So, to opening work in progress, that is 13,65,000, now will incur the further cost in year 2019, that is to material 10,50,000. To wages 9 lakh. Transportation cost 90,000. Other expenses 75,000. And last, to depreciation. Since the question is saying that we have to charge depreciation on WDV, so 3 lakh minus 25%, that is 2,25,000 is the opening WDV for 2019. So 225 into 25%, that is 56,250 will be the depreciation. Now by work in progress, work certified and work uncertified. Now very important guys, in this question, cumulative work certified and cumulative work uncertified is given. It means what? The total amount of work certified till date, that is of 2018 and 19, that is rupees 45 lakh and 75,000. I repeat again guys, in this question, total work certified till 2019. It means what? The work that has been certified in 2018 and 2019, the aggregate total is given. Very important guys, we have to take the cumulative work certified only. If in question the cumulative work certified is not given, then too also we have to take cumulative work certified only. So here in this question, cumulative work certified is given, that is 45 lakh and 75,000. Why we are taking cumulative work certified? Because the work that has been certified in the last year is the opening balance for this year. The work which has been completed in the last year is the opening balance of this year. So that's why we will take the cumulative work certified and work uncertified. That is, the work certified till date will be taken here. So the total amount will be 45 lakh 75,000. So we can calculate the notional profit and loss. So the star point is always take cumulative work certified and work uncertified. If the cumulative amount is not given, then you have to add the opening balance in the work that has been certified during the current year. Shweta Jain, when talking about how come I got 56,250, the cost of the plant was 3 lakh, of which 75,000 depreciation was charged in 2018. So the opening WDV is 2,25,000 for 2019. So depreciation is charged at the rate of 25%. So this is how I got 56,250. No, Prabhas Jain, this is the best approach. The contract account itself is a statement of information also for the contractor that how much expenses are incurred till the date and how much work has been completed till date. So this is how we have calculated the depreciation for 2019. That is 2,25,000 into 25%. Now let's prepare the contract account for year 3. Do make a note of that. Always take cumulative work certified and uncertified. Anyways, work uncertified, I have no issues. But yes, you do make a note of it that always take cumulative work certified. So now let's start with the last year, that is 2020. So the opening work certified, that is opening $45 lakh is the work certified till date and 75,000 is the work uncertified. Further, the extra costs that are incurred during 2020 is material 9 lakh. Wages is 7,50,000. Transportation cost is 75,000. Other expenses are $24,000. Depreciation will be 2,25,000 minus 56,250 into 25%. So 42187. Now, since the contract is completed, in 2020, so there is no work in progress. So we will simply write by contractee 60 lakh. There is no work in progress, so no need to write work certified and work uncertified. Simply write by contractee 60 lakh. So 60 lakh minus 45 lakh 75,000 minus 9 lakh minus 750 minus 75,000 minus 24,000 minus 366,187 is the notional loss, and that will be transferred to costing P&L. So this is the way you have to present if the details of the entire contract is given, that is for all the years it is given, then you have to present. The important point is to write opening work in progress and to write cumulative work in progress. That's it. These are the two important points that you need to keep in mind if the question asks you to prepare the contract account for all the 2 years or 3 years that are given in the question. Rekha, as I said, as I discussed initially also, either you can simply write depreciation or you can write to plant and by plant. Both the approaches are correct. Yes, Prabhas. Rekha, as I said, that this contract account is for the information purpose also for the contractor. So it covers that how much is the opening work in sorry, how much is the opening work in progress, and further at the year end it represents how much the work has been completed till date. So that's why we are considering both the opening work in progress and the cumulative closing work in progress. So anyone having any doubts can please ask me, else I'll start with the contractee account. I'll be discussing contractee account in this question also. Anu Gupta, when talking about cumulative work in progress, you can simply add the work that is certified till date plus the work certified during the year. This is how we will get the cumulative work certified. No, Rajiv Kumar Das, we have to prepare the contract account separately for each and every year. Shivani, this part you can solve it on your own. That part is very easy. Rupesh Bimani, the closing see what practically do happen is that contractor अगर कोई एक plant खरीदता है तो he can use it on multiple contracts. Let's say a contractor has purchased a JCB or a crane. So the crane can be used on more than 2 to 3 contracts. The same crane can be used for 5 to 6 contracts. So that's why the final WDV will be appearing in the balance sheet of the contractor. Rajiv Kumar Das, I repeat again, you have to prepare separate contract account for each and every year. See, there is a query from Ankur Patel that, sir, don't understand one thing, that when the work certified is done by contractor. See, dear Ankur, first and the foremost thing, the work certification is done by the contractee's architect. Further, then why we are taking, see, till the date the contract is complete, it will always be work in progress. Let's say you have been awarded a contract to construct a multi-story tower, let's say a tower with 45 floors. Now, in the first year, you have completed till 22nd floor. In the second year, you have completed till 35th floor. So what it means? It is work in progress. And in the last year, when the contract is complete, you can say, yes, sir, it is not in process, it is complete. That's why. So even though the work has been certified, but still the contractor will do right that it is in process. I repeat again, Ankur, let's say you have been awarded a contract to construct a 45-story tower. In the first year, you have completed 15 floors. In the second year, you have completed 35th floor. So for the first year, this will be work in progress for you. Even though the work has been certified by the contractee's architect, but still it will be work in progress for you for the first year and second year. Yes, when the tower is ready and you hand it over to the contractee, you can say my work is completed. I hope your query is resolved, Ankur. Anyone else having any doubts can please ask me, else I will start with contractee account, that it is how to prepare contractee account. So now let's prepare the contractee account. Now the major motto behind preparation of contractee account is to maintain the records regarding how much cash is received, how much amount is received, and how much it is pending. So let's start, guys, with contractee account. This account is prepared by the contractor to record the cash that is received from contractee. Sushil Kumar Bank, I request you to please make a note of it, that if the cumulative work certified is not given in the question, then you have to calculate cumulative work certified. Pooja will surely try to, else we'll be discussing this part in the query session that will be conducted after completing all the chapters. I do remember that I have to discuss few points relating to material costing also, so don't worry. So now let's start with the contractee account. Now contractee account represents that how much cash is received till date. So in the year one, that is 2018, the work certified is 13,50,000, and further it is given in the question that contractee pays 75% of the value of work certified as and when certified. So 13,50,000 into 75%, that is 10,12,200. 10,12,500. This much is the amount received by the contractor in the year 1. So what entry the contractor will pass? Very simple, bank account debit to contractee. Bank account debit to contractee. So it will be by bank in 2018. That is 13,50,000 into 75%. This represents the amount that is received in the first year, that is 10,12,500. So this will be the closing balance received till the year end, that is to balance CD. So this will be the opening balance for 2019. So that will be by balance brought down. Now, the amount that is received in 2019 will be how much? Now see, in 2019, the total work certified till date is 45 lakh. Of this, the work that has been certified last year is 13,50,000. It means what? The work of rupees 31,50,000 is certified during this year. I repeat again, the total 45 lakh work has been certified till date. Of this, 13 lakh work of rupees 13,50,000 was certified in the last year. So work that has been certified during this year is 31,50,000. So work of rupees 31,50,000 has been certified in 2019. So how much cash will be received? Very simple, by bank 31,50,000 into 75%. I am discussing question number 4 of the material what I have provided. Further, the similar question is there in the study material, that is illustration number 6. In this question, I am discussing how to prepare contractee account. The question is not asking you to prepare contractee account. However, for your knowledge and information, I am discussing contractee account in this question. So this will be the opening balance for the last year, that is by now very important guys, in the last year, that is in contract account for 2020, we have, instead of writing work in progress, work certified and work uncertified, I have simply wrote by contractee 60 lakh. So in 2020, In contractee account, this will be 2 contract account. I repeat again, why I am writing contract account 60 lakh, very important. In the contract account for year 2020, I have written by contractee instead of work certified, work uncertified, since the project was complete. So I have written by contractee. So herein I will write 2 contract account 60 lakh. So the balance amount will be received by the contractor, that is 60 lakh minus 33 lakh 75,000, that is 26 lakh 25,000 will be received by the contractor. So the entire amount is closed. This 26 lakh 25,000 covers the amount that is certified during the year plus the amount that has been retained in 2018 and 19. This 26 lakh 25,000 covers the amount that has been certified this year plus the amount that has been retained in 2018 and 19. And this is how the final payment is made, that is 26 lakh 25,000. For your reference, many students were finding it difficult that, sir, why they are retaining money, when they are paying the retaining money. So very important, guys. Let's say till 2019, the work that was completed was 45 lakh. So till 2019, the work that was certified till 2019 was 45 lakh. So the work that is completed during the year, that is 2020, is how much? 15 lakh. So 15 lakh will be paid for the work that has been completed in 2020 plus the amount that has been retained in 2018 and 19 will also be paid. Now, in 2018, the work certified was 13 lakh 50,000. Of this, 25% was retained, that is 3 lakh 37,500 was retained in 2018 plus the amount that is retained in 2019 is how much? Total value of work completed in 2019 is how much? 31 lakh 50,000. So 31 lakh 50,000 into 25%, that is 787,500. So 787,500 plus 337,500 plus 15 lakh, that is 26 lakh 25,000. So this amount can be the balancing figure, and further you can calculate the amount, that is the work that has been completed in 2020, the amount that has been retained in 2018, and the amount that has been retained in 2019. So after thorough investigation, inspection of the property, the contractee will release the amount, and this is how 60 lakh will be released. That is, in the first year, 10 lakh 12,500. In the second year, 23 lakh 62,500. Now, in the third year, the work that has been completed will be paid for. Further, the amount that has been retained in 2018 and 19 will also be paid off. So this is how the payment will be made. So if you guys have any queries in this calculation, you guys can please ask me. Rekha, to be very frank, very clear, this contractee account maintains the detail of how much payment has been received from the contractee. So why we will be writing 60 lakh? 60 lakh is the value of the contract. But this contractee account is prepared to account the cash that has been received. So that's why I have not taken opening balance as 60 lakh. Again, contractee account is in the books of contractor. Jyoti, I request you to solve the questions of past practice manual plus the past RTPs also. Study material is still more than sufficient, but yes, to clear the exams, you need to practice a lot. So for practicing purpose, you can refer the past practice manual and plus the old RTPs and mock test papers. Gosim Farhan, examiner may ask you anything. So this is a part of syllabus. That's why I'm discussing this part. Akash Neil, how come I got 15 lakh as the work completed in 2020? See, the work that has been completed till 2019 is how much? 45 lakh. I repeat again, the work that has been completed and certified till 2019 is 45 lakh. And the contract cost is 60 lakh. So the balance amount will be the work that has been completed in 2020. Yes, Gosim Farhan Ansari, if there is an escalation clause, then too also the contractee will be paying for the same. Miss Meghna, this is for your reference for better understanding that sir retention money ka kya hua. So this is how the retention money is paid. How come I got retention money for 2018-19? Very simple. The work that has been certified in 2018 is 13,50,000. Of this, 75% was paid in 2018 itself. So balance 25%. As I said, that retention money will be paid at the end of the contract. So 13,50,000 into 25%. This is how I got 33,37,500. For 2019 also, the work that has been completed is 31,50,000. Of this, 75% is received in 2019. So the balance will be received in 2020. Total work certified till date is 45 lakh. Of this, work that has been certified in 2018 is 13,50,000. So the work that has been certified in 2019 is 13,50,000. Of this, two parts, 75% paid in 2019 and 25% is paid in 2020. So 75% is 23,62,500 and 25% 787,500 in 2020. Hopefully this explanation is more than sufficient. Contractee account is nowhere in the study material, so I request you guys to please copy the contractee account. Further, no need to show the detailed breakup of this calculation. You can simply write balancing figure, that is 26,25,000. This calculation is for your understanding practically how it happens, how the retained money is paid at the end of the contract. So this is for your knowledge purpose. If as far as from examination point of view, this much solution is more than sufficient, you can simply write it balancing figure. That's it, more than sufficient. So I request you guys to please copy, and in the meanwhile, still if anyone have any doubts, can please ask me. So giving you 2 minutes time, so please copy this part, guys. No, just wait for 7 minutes. Please copy this solution, guys. Thank you so much, Rajiv Kumar. Pooja, if time, see, 1 second, Pooja. See, Pooja, when talking about job costing, it is more or less like cost sheet, and few portion of job costing is more or less relating to method of accounting that has been discussed by some other faculty. So if time permits, we'll surely discuss this part today. Else, while taking the query session, because I need to take one more session at the end of all the sessions, wherein I have to discuss the material part, that is the remaining part of material costing, plus the job costing part if not discussed today. Mr. Levy Matthews, sir, please explain the retention money once again. See, 13,50,000 was the work certified in 2018. Of this, 75% is paid in 2018 itself. So the balance amount, that is 3,37,500, that is 25% of 13,50,000 is paid in 2020. And similarly, for 2019, I have explained it in a flowchart way. So you can copy this for your reference. I hope you guys have copied the solution. Thank you so much, Anu Gupta, for the compliment. So, Pooja, I'll be discussing this part now after the break. So, guys, we are done with a few, most of the concepts of this chapter, that is contract costing. The question I have taken in material covers the entire concept in detail, that is the basic of contract costing, plus what if in case work uncertified is not given, what if in case if escalation clause is there, then how to solve the question. Apart from this, if the 3 years or 4 years data is given, then I have taught you guys how to solve the question. Now the last part that is left out is relating to estimated profit. So I'll be discussing this part after a break. So let's take a break of 10 minutes and then we'll start with the calculation of estimated profit. I'll be discussing the question that is there in the material itself. The same question is there in my notes also. So I request you guys to please read the question in the break, and I'll be discussing this part after the break. So let's take a break for 10 minutes. Welcome back, guys, after a break. So now let's start with the remaining part of the chapter, that is estimated profit part. I'll be discussing question number 5. So now, when talking about estimated profit, it is calculated as contract price minus estimated total cost. When talking about estimated total cost, it means what? Cost incurred till date plus estimated cost. So, what is estimated profit? The name itself says it's an estimated total profit. So how come it is derived? Very, very simple. Total contract price minus estimated total cost. When talking about estimated total cost, it is what? Cost incurred till date plus the additional estimated cost that will be incurred in future to complete the contract. So cost incurred till date plus the estimated cost. Cost incurred till date plus the estimated total cost, estimated additional cost that will be incurred to complete the contract. So that this is how estimated total cost is calculated. So contract price minus estimated total cost is estimated profit. Those who want to copy this part can please copy. Swati, thank you so much. Madhuri, I think there are some network issues from your end. Your queries are not reaching. So I repeat again, when talking about estimated profit, that is contract price minus estimated total cost. So when talking about estimated total cost, it covers cost incurred till date plus the additional cost that will be incurred to complete the contract. So now, without wasting time, let's start with question number 5. It's a bit lengthy question. So let's start with question number 5. The similar question is there in the study material also. So let's start, guys. RST Construction Limited commenced a contract on 1st April 2019. The total contract was for 49,21,875. The actual expenditures for the period is from 1st April to 31st March 2020, and estimated expenditure from 1st April to September are given below. So the actual cost that is incurred till date plus the additional cost that will be incurred to complete the contract is also given. That is the estimated cost, wherein the details are given as regards material, wages, plant purchase, expenses paid, plant returned to stores. Herein, in this question, the plant is returned to some portion of plant is returned to store at the mid of the year. So we'll be calculating depreciation also. Apart from this, the details are given as regards work certified, work uncertified, cash received and material at site. Further, it is given that the plant is subject to annual depreciation at the rate of 25% on WDV. The contract is likely to be completed on 30th September. You are required to prepare the contract account and determine the estimated profit on the contract. So let's start, guys, with this question, that is question number 5. Contract account for the year ending 31st March 2020. Sir, are there any connectivity issues? Admin sir, are you there? Are there any connectivity issues? Admin sir, are you there? So let's start guys with two material issued, that is 776,250. Wages paid is given, that is 5,17,500. Herein the prepaid and outstanding wages are also given. So we will make the necessary adjustment. What will be the treatment of prepaid and outstanding wages? That is anyways covered. That is anyways covered in the accounting part. So I won't be discussing that part. So the prepaid wages will be deducted and outstanding wages will be added. Why it is done? It is already covered in the accounting sessions. So the wages is given, that is 5,17,500. $5,17,500. We will add outstanding wages and we will deduct prepaid wages. So add outstanding wages and less prepaid wages. That is, outstanding is 12,500. So it will be added. $37,500 will be deducted. So 5,17,500 plus 12,500 minus 37,500. So 4,92,500 is the wages for the year ended 31st March 2020. Further, the details of the plant purchased is given, so I'll be covering this part. Let me first write the expenses paid, that is 2,25,000. We will add outstanding expenses and we will deduct prepaid expenses. So the outstanding expenses are 25,000, so it will be added. And prepaid expenses are 15,000, so it will be deducted. So this will be 2,35,000. Very good, Akash Neil. Now let's start with the calculation of depreciation. Now herein it is given that the plant purchased is rupees 4 lakh. Of this, plant returned to stores is 1 lakh on 30th September. So it means what? The total plant purchased is how much? 4 lakh, of which 1 lakh plant returned to store on 30th September. So balance 3 lakh was used for the entire year. And this was used from April to September. So very simple, guys. The rate of depreciation is anyways given in the question, that is 25%. So 3 lakh into 25%, that is 75,000 on 3 lakh, and 1 lakh into 25% into 6 by 12. That is April, May, June, July, August, September. So this will be approx 25 divided by 2, 12,500. So the total depreciation will be how much? 87,500. So how come the depreciation is calculated? I am writing it for your reference also here. 1 lakh into 25% into 1 by 2 plus 3 lakh into 25%. I repeat again, when calculation of depreciation is concerned, here in the plant that is purchased is 4 lakh. Of this plant costing rupees, here in there they have mentioned that it is the historical cost. So the plant costing rupees 1 lakh. Ayush Agarwal, here plant means plant and machinery. So plant costing rupees 1 lakh was returned to store on 30th September. It means what? Out of this 4 lakh, 3 lakh was used for entire year. So 3 lakh into 25%, that is 75,000. And the balance of 1 lakh was used only for 6 months. So 1 lakh into 25% into 6 by 12. So 1 lakh into 25% into 1 by 2 and 3 lakh into 25%. This is how I got the total depreciation. That is 87,500. Further, it is given that the material at site is 82,500. So buy material at site 82,500. Further, we'll write work in progress, work certified, work uncertified. That is given in the question, and that is 22 lakh 50,000 and 25,000. 22 lakh 50,000 and 25,000. So 22 lakh 75,000. So I hope I have entered all the necessary information that are given in the question. That is, material is mentioned, wages is there, plant purchase we have already accounted, the depreciation part, expenses are given, so we have already accounted the same. Further, material and site is already accounted, work certified and work uncertified. So we are now ready to calculate the amount to be transferred to costing P&L. That is the notional profit. $766,250. So if you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please ask me. If you guys have any doubts in this contract account, you guys can please ask me. Waiting for your queries as far as why I have added outstanding wages and why I have deducted prepaid wages. That is already discussed in the accounting part, so I won't be discussing it separately. Further, if you have any doubts in the calculation of depreciation, you guys can ask me. There is a query from Ankur Patel, sir, but we made the contract account for the year ended 31st March 2020. So why we entered the depreciation for 30th September? See, dear, I think you have misread the question. The question is clearly stating that on 30th September 2019, they have returned plant of rupees 1 lakh to the store. Very good, Shivani. Very good, Madhuri. Ankur Patel, please do read the question carefully. So the calculation of estimated profit, the calculation of notional profit is done. Now let's calculate the estimated profit. So we'll prepare a statement showing calculation of estimated profit. So the first column will be the particulars. The next is cost incurred till date. That is from 1st April to 31st March 2020. Estimated cost that is from 1st April 2020 to 30th September 2021. Sorry, 30th September 2020. Rakesh Patil, I request you to please attend the previous session. You are asking, sir, what about the cash received? As I said in the previous session also, cash received will never form part of contract account. It is accounted in contractee's account. Siddhappa Kamble, I request you to please attend the account session to understand why we have added and why we have deducted outstanding and prepaid expenses or wages. So now guys, let's start with this part. Now first in the format, the major thing is we have to make the total of all the costs that will be incurred on the contract. So here in the first cost that is incurred is material. Now see guys, the material that is supplied to site is 7,76,250. Of this material that is still at site is 82,500. So the material cost that is incurred till date is how much? That is 776,250 minus 82,500. (776,250) minus 82,500. So 693,750 is the material cost that has already been incurred. Now, when talking about the estimated material cost, again, very simple. So how much is the opening material lying at site? Very simple. 82,500 is the material that is still at site at the beginning of the year. Plus the material that is supplied to the site is 12,99,375. So 12,99,375 minus the material that is still at site at the completion of the contract, that is 42,500. I repeat again, the opening material that is given in the question, that is 82,500 for 1st April 2020, plus the material that is supplied to site is 12,99,375 minus the material that is lying at the site is 42,500. So 82,500 plus 12,99,375 minus 42,500, that is 13,39,375. This much is the estimated material cost from 1st April to 30th September 2020 plus 693,750. So 2033,125. 2033,125. I hope this part is visible to all. Yes, it is visible. Now, so the material part is over. I repeat again, the material that is at the beginning of the year, that is 82,500 plus the material that is supplied to site during the year, that is 12,99,375 minus the material that is still at site at the completion of the contract, that is 42,500. So that will be deducted to get the final amount, that is 20,33,125. Now let's start with the wages part. Wherein the wages is given, that is wages we have already calculated, that is 4,09,000. Now when talking about the estimated wages cost, the wages paid is 6,18,750. Now further they have given that outstanding wages are 5,750 at the end of the year. So this will be added, that is 5,750 plus the outstanding wages of the previous year will be deducted. Outstanding wages of the previous year will be deducted. That is, this 12,500 will be deducted. Further, prepaid wages at the beginning of the year is to be added. So plus 37,500 is to be added to get the final amount. Now, why it is deducted, why it is added, you have to study accounts. So I repeat again, 6,18,750 is the wages paid plus 5,750 is the outstanding wages at the beginning or at the end of the year, minus outstanding wages at the beginning of the year, that is 12,500 plus prepaid wages at the beginning of the year, that is 37,500. After necessary calculation, the final amount will be 6,49,500. In this, we will add 4,92,000 to get the final amount, that is 11,42,000. Similarly, for the expenses also will follow that same treatment, wherein the expenses for the previous year is 2,35,000. Very good, Anubhupta. Let me check. So now the expenses paid is given. and that is 3,75,000. Further, the outstanding expenses are given, that is 10,000. So 3,75,000 plus outstanding expenses at the end, that is 10,000, minus outstanding expenses at the beginning, that is 25,000, and plus prepaid expenses at the beginning, that is 15,000. So this will remain same, that is 3,75,000. So 3,75,000 plus 2,35,000, 6,10,000 are the total expenses. Now, last but not least, depreciation part. The depreciation that has already been incurred is how much? 87,500. So we'll write 87,500 here. This is 13,99,375, my dear Jyoti. This 12,99,375 is given in the question, Jyoti. Let me check the calculation once again. Just give me a minute, guys. Just give me a minute, guys. I think that my calculation is correct, my dear. I don't think there are any errors in the calculation. See, so the material will be 12,33,125. The wages is 11,42,000 and the expenses are 6,10,000. Miss Kohli, I request you to please recheck your calculation. So now let's proceed further with the calculation of depreciation part. That is last but not least very important. Here it is mentioned in the question that on 30th September, the entire plant is returned to store. So now how much will be the depreciation for this year? Very important, guys. Do make a note of this one by one, step by step. See, at the beginning of the contract, we purchased the plant of rupees 4 lakh. Of this, plant of rupees 1 lakh costing was returned to store. So it means what? At the beginning of 1st April 2020, we were having a plant whose cost is 3 lakh, on which the last year depreciation was charged at the rate of 25%, that is 2,25,000. I repeat again, guys, for your reference. We purchased plant of rupees 4 lakh. Of this, 1 lakh was returned to store on 30th September 2019. So, cost of plant on 1st April 2020 was how much? 3 lakh. This is the original cost, on which the depreciation that was charged in the previous year is how much? 3 lakh into 25%, that is 75,000 was the depreciation for the previous year on this plant of 3 lakh. Let's ignore the plant of 1 lakh because it is anyways returned to store. We are having the plant costing rupees 3 lakh only at the site. So the depreciation that was charged on 3 lakh rupees plant was 75 last year. So the opening WDV on 1st April 2020 is how much? 2,25,000. On this, the depreciation will be charged at the rate of 25% for 6 months. And this is how the depreciation will be calculated. Very simple, guys. Guys, let me complete the solution and then we will check what is there in the study material and what is there in my solution. Very important, guys, this calculation of depreciation is a bit on the trickier side. Very important. The first point is how much plant was purchased? 4 lakh. Of this, 1 lakh plant was returned to store last year only. So we were having a plant costing rupees 3 lakh at the site. On this 3 lakh rupees plant, the depreciation that was charged previous year was 75,000. So the opening WDV we have is of 2,25,000 only. And on this, the depreciation will be charged at the rate of 25%. So the depreciation will be calculated as follows. That is 2,25,000 into 25% into 1/2. That is 28,125. Plus 87,500. That is 115,625. If you guys have any queries how I got this depreciation, you guys can ask me. I repeat again, guys, very simple, guys, to keep the things very simple. भाई साल के शुरू में हमने प्लांट कितने का परचेस किया था? 4 लाख. उसमें से 1 लाख का प्लांट पिछले साल ही स्टोर्स में रिटर्न कर दिया था. तो चलो हमारे पास प्लांट कितनी कॉस्ट का साइट पे है? 3 लाख. 3 लाख के ऊपर पिछले साल डेप्रिसिएशन कितना लगा? 75,000. That is this 75,000. 3 lakh into 25%. So what will be the opening WDV? Very simple, 2,25,000. The depreciation will be charged at the rate of 25% or for the 6 months, that is April, May, June, July, August, September, since the contract is completed by September itself. So this is how the depreciation is calculated. So it's a very good point. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please ask me. Akash Neil, the estimated depreciation is 28,125. I think you ignored this, that the contract was completed in 6 months only. Any doubts in this point can please ask me. This much calculation is more than sufficient to calculate the value of, the amount of depreciation. Thank you so much, Rajiv. I repeat again the calculation, how I have made the calculation, very simple. कि साल के शुरू में हमने प्लांट कितने का परचेज किया था 4 लाख. Of this 4 lakh, 1 lakh was returned to store. So we were having a plant costing rupees 3 lakh on 1st April 2020. Now, how much depreciation was charged last year? Very simple, 3 lakh minus 25%. That is for which year? 1920. So the opening WDV is how much? 2,25,000. And the depreciation is charged at the rate of 25% for the half year. So this is how that is how I got 28,125. Anyone else having any doubts in this calculation specifically, because many students find it difficult to calculate this part of depreciation. There is a lengthy working note in the study material. So to keep the thing simple, I have explained it in this way. Still waiting for your queries. Anyone having any doubts in this part can please ask me. Very good, Harsh. Okay, Ritesh Agarwal. So plant returned on September 23 lakh. How? See, Ritesh, to be very frank, 4 lakh rupees का plant purchase किया, उसमें से 1 lakh का return हमने कब कर दिया? 30th September 2019 में कर दिया. बचा कितना? 3 लाख कॉस्टिंग का प्लांट. सो जो 3 लाख कॉस्टिंग का प्लांट है वो हमने 2020 सितंबर में रिटर्न कर दिया. सो दिस 3 लाख इज द ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट, दैट इज द हिस्टोरिकल कॉस्ट, नॉट द WDV. Anyone else? Ritesh Agarwal, I repeat again, this 3 lakh is the historical cost, not the WDV. 4 lakh में से 1 lakh आपने 2019 में रिटर्न कर दिया, जो बचा 3 lakh था, remaining 3 lakh is returned in 2020. This is the original cost, not the WDV, my dear. Very good, Akash Neil. Still waiting for your queries. बाद में मुझे नहीं चाहिए कि sir, how come you got this depreciation? Still waiting. If anyone wants more clarity, can ask me. Else I'll start with the calculation of total cost. So this is how we'll get the estimated total cost. Estimated total cost is 39,00750. The contract price is 49,21,875. So we'll get the estimated profit. So 102,1125. 102,1125. So this is how the estimated profit is calculated. That is the estimated total cost is the total of all these items, that is 39,00750. Contract price is 49,21,875. So contract price minus estimated total cost is the estimated profit. That is 102,1125. Harsh, this much of working is more than sufficient from examination point of view. Jyoti, when talking about what you are asking, can you please elaborate can you please repost your query in detail? I'm not getting. Okay, Sushil Kumar, explain about the depreciation part. Very simple, Sushil Kumar. We are having the plant costing rupees 3 lakh as on 1st April 2020. Further, the WDV as on 1st April 2020 is how much? 3 lakh minus last year depreciation, that is from 1st April to 31st March 2020, that is 75,000. So 3 lakh minus 75,000, that is the 2,25,000 is the opening WDV as on 1st April 2020, and on this the depreciation is charged at the rate of 25%. Okay, Jyoti, I've got your query. This 75 depreciation is for the year ending 31st March 2020. That is from 1st April to 31st March 2020. Very good, Madhuri. Guys, as far as job costing is concerned, it is more or less like cost sheet and method of accounting. You just try to solve it on your own. Still, if you guys have any queries, I'll be discussing job costing in detail in the query session that will be conducted after all the chapters are complete. So don't worry, my dear. Nidhi Parikh, I have added the material at site, that is 82,500. Further, I deducted the material that is at the site at the completion of the contract, that is 42,500. Still, few students are finding difficulty in the material part. Very simple, guys. 776,250 is the material supplied to site. जिसमें से 82,500 is still at site at the year end. So the material cost that is actually incurred till date is 693,750. Now, when talking about the estimated material cost, कि भाई सबसे पहले check कीजिए how much is the opening balance of material, 82,500. How much is additionally provided, 1299,375, minus how much of the material is still at site, 42,500. So this is how I got the material part. I request you guys to please copy this solution. In the meanwhile, those who have queries can please post your queries. As far as the explanation part is concerned relating to estimated profit, it is over. So those who want to copy this statement can please copy. In study material, the solution is a bit different, but the final answer is the same. So you guys can refer the solution as per the study material also and as per this statement also. Both the approaches are correct. Further, those who are still finding it difficulty in calculating depreciation, let me discuss this again. The total plant purchased is 4 lakh. Of this, plant of 1 lakh is already returned to store last year, and 3 lakh is still at site. On this, the depreciation that was charged last year is 12,500. So 87,500 WDV plant was returned. So for the estimated cost calculation, this part is to be ignored. Now this 3 lakh plant was used for the entire year. For this, the depreciation charge was 75,000. So the opening WDV as on 1st April 2020 is 2,25,000. On this, depreciation is charged at the rate of 25%. Yes, you can present the solution in this way also. Both the approaches are correct. Ankit Gupta, you can present the solution in the same way itself. Very good, Ria. Yes, if higher charges of the plant is given in the question, then we have to put it in contract account and estimated profit statement. When talking about the weightage of this chapter is very important from examination point of view. 8 to 12 marks is the weightage of this chapter. Sushil Kumar Bank, hopefully your doubt is resolved. So guys, we are done with contract costing. As far as the conceptual part is concerned, I have covered each and every concept in detail, and I have solved the questions of every concept that are there in the study material. So this much explanation is more than sufficient to understand the contract costing in the best possible way. So guys, I request you to please solve the questions what I have discussed in the class first, and then you can approach the remaining questions of the study material plus the past examination question plus the old practice manual questions. I assure you guys, you will not find any sort of difficulty while solving these questions, because this much concept is more than sufficient to understand contract costing in the best possible way. So try to solve the questions first what I have discussed, and then try to solve the remaining questions of the study material, specifically mentioning in writing. Apart from this, you can solve the old practice manual questions plus the mock test paper question. I assure you, you will not face any sort of queries and difficulties in any of the questions, because I have covered each and every concept in detail. Further, the last point, important point for everyone who are not paying attention to the class, very simple guys. Cash received from the contractee will not form part of contract account. It will be shown in contractee's account. Do make a note of it. Many students do make this mistake in exams. So please, I repeat again, cash received from contractee will never form part of contract account. So that's it for the day, guys. Thank you so much. The chapter is over. As far as job costing is concerned, it is more or less based upon cost sheet and method of accounting. Still, if you guys have any queries in job costing, I'll be taking the query session specifically for material costing. So I'll be covering this point also. So don't worry. So take care, guys. See you soon and take care. We'll be back on Monday with a new chapter, a very important chapter, that is process costing. So till then, enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much. Sir, I'm done with the session. Admin sir, I'm done with the session. Admin sir, are you there?